Hello, Fuse Nation. You are watching a brand new Sports Fusion episode. My name is Alex Fuse. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy morning to watch the show. On this morning's show, we have a big guest, of course, Jay Harris. He was on about 6 months ago. So, Mr. Harris, how are you doing this busy morning?
I'm great, Alex. How are you?
Good. So, a lot has happened since then, since we last talked. And you are actually the host of the new Sports Center AM talk show. So how has that been going for you?
Pains. A lot of those, for us, at least it feels like to me, were alleviated by the fact that the four of us, Kevin Agandi, Jamie Sires, Serena Morales, and myself, like each other, worked together before. So it was just kind of like pretty easy. Feels pretty easy every morning.
Yeah, so you actually were on later in the day, so you transitioned now into the morning show. And what's the difference between the late night Sports Center and the morning Sports Center?
Let me see. Well, the highlights, the games have already happened as opposed to games ending on your shift.
Yeah.
So theoretically, you get to see the highlight and create more of a story with it as opposed to just reacting off the cuff. But what I find I like doing is still reacting as if I've just seen the game. So I will purposefully, if I can't help it, not watch highlights before I go on the air because I want to have that natural, genuine reaction if something happens. Because it's 7 o'clock in the morning. Chances are the people who are getting up and watching the show haven't seen the highlight either. So I kind of like having that natural, organic feel like a viewer.
Yeah, and I actually saw a few days ago you actually went on the road with Sports Center and visited Gillette Stadium at the New England Patriots Stadium. So what was that like, trying to see or seeing the Patriots in the preseason game?
The experience was a lot of fun. Working with Teddy Bruschi and Tom Waddle and with Bob Holtzman. Actually, it's kind of cool when you talk to these people via satellite all the time, and you actually get to meet them. The first thing I said to Bob Holtzman was, you have legs. I've never seen your legs. That's cool that you actually have legs. And Michelle Steele, I've met her a couple of times. So, I mean, it's good being at a place with people that you've met from afar. And just, talking football with folks like Teddy and Tom who played for so many years and know the game inside and out. It's just the show actually writes itself, it does itself. You're just there as a facilitator to make sure that all of their knowledge comes across to the viewer.
Yeah. So, of course, the Patriots are lost to quarterback Tom Brady for the first 4 games of the season. So how do you think those Patriots are going to do the first 4 games?
Oh, that's a great question. I don't know. I think if they tread water at 2-2, they'll be fine. I think if they go 1-3, they'll be fine. I think if they go 0-4, they'll be fine. If they go 4-0, they'll be golden. They're the Patriots, and when Tom Brady comes back, he will be a man on a mission. And I think he will put up some phenomenal numbers and make up for the 4 games that he's missing, because he's not happy about missing those 4 games with all the circumstances surrounding the alleged deflated footballs.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Harris, we're going to move on to the next topic of choice, baseball. And Bryce Harper hit his longest home run in his career yesterday. So what do you think is next for Bryce Harper in his career? And do you think the Yankees are the team of his choice in the next future for Bryce Harper?
Let him finish his career with the Nationals first. I mean, you never know. He could stay there.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone wants to send people to the Yankees because they seem to get people, but I mean, they got a good little team down there in Washington. I think good little team, but they're okay. They've got hitting, they've got pitching, beautiful ballpark. So Bryce is comfortable right now. Dusty Baker, let him do his thing before you ship Bryce Harper off to the Yankees. I think, although the Cubs may be running away with everything this year, the Nationals can still make some noise, and I think Bryce is good right where he is. Okay.
Okay, we're going to move on to Olympics right now, and of course I have Bobby Trossett on from the Today Show later on today on Sports Fusion, but I'm going to ask you, do you see the U.S. getting the 100 medals this year at the Olympics?
do I see them getting to 100 medals?
Yeah.
I don't know. I hadn't thought about it.
They're at 93 right now.
Probably.
Okay.
I honestly, I hadn't thought about the number of medals. I try to watch the Olympics for the moment.
Yes.
The event, just enjoying the storylines and not necessarily medal counting. I think you kind of lose some of the, at least with me, you kind of lose some of the experience if you think about, I don't know, arbitrary goals or things that aren't necessarily on the field of play or in the pool or on the balance beam or wherever. I'm just enjoying the Simone Biles. I'm just enjoying the Simones. I'm enjoying. I enjoyed the women's going 1, 2, 3 in the hurdles last night. I'm enjoying the individual stories. Medal count, it doesn't move me so much. I'm enjoying the stories.
Okay, Jay Harris. Before we wrap up this interview, I want to. I mentioned at the beginning of the show a lot of good things have happened since the last time I talked to you, but some bad things happened and sad things. And of course, SportsCenter lost one of the best sports reporters that I ever saw on SportsCenter, John Saunders. So I want to ask you if you could talk a little bit about John and what working with John was like.
John was a mentor. John was a friend. John was a confidant. John was a good dude, just a good dude. I'd seen John the Friday before at the National Association of Black Journalists Convention in Washington, D.C. We did an ESPN panel together. He and Jamel Hill were the panelists, and I was the moderator. And we just, before the panel, we were laughing and joking and hanging out. And during the panel, we were laughing and joking and hanging out. And it was great, and I was just stunned to wake up to the news that he was no longer with us. As a matter of fact, I'm still stunned. John was a good dude. He was one of the best. He was one of the best ever, and he'll be missed. I think his skill set is that of the consummate journalist. He's one of those guys where you have guys who are kind of more out there in your face, and they do what they do. They do their thing. John was just consistent. He was always concerned about elevating the people around him. You could see that on the sports reporters every week. But he did not shy away from his own opinions. When he wrote his closing point, I mean, it was on point. It was passionate. He was the consummate journalist, and he put other people first. Didn't make himself the story. And if I could be, if when I'm done, if someone could say that, you know, he had a little John Saunders in him, I'll be good. I'll be golden. If someone could say that about me.
Okay, Mr. Harris, I want to say thank you for expressing yourself about John Saunders. And I never met him, but I learned from him from watching him on the Sports Reporter every Sunday morning. So I want to say also thank you for coming on the Sports Fusion episode this morning.
For sure, man. Take care.
Thank you. Okay, you just heard it from Jay Harris, one of the best sports reporters from ESPN on this morning on Sports Fusion. Thank you, Fuse Nation, for watching this show. I will see you at 12:30 with Bobby Troshett from the Today Show to talk a little about the Olympics. He's in Rio right now, so big show coming up, 12:30. Thanks for watching.